お疲れ様です。シネフレームです。今回は、いつもとちょっと違うんですけれども、インタビューをね、ちょっとさせてもらって、今回それをね、話したいと思います。で、インタビューした、方なんですけども、僕の友人でもある、松田岳くんですね。で、彼の仲間であるTilさんと、今ね、チームを作って、日本と、あとオーストラリアでいろいろ活動して、めちゃめちゃ面白い、とてもいい作品を作っているし、話自体もね、とっても面白かったので、ぜひちょっとね、これを、皆さんに紹介したいなと思うので、インタビューをね、取らせてもらいました。で、前編一応英語なんですけども、僕の方でね、ちょっとね、ラフなんですけど、訳もつけさせてもらってるので、今回の前半パートは、どちらかというと作品のことを話してもらって、で、後半の、第2パート動画分けるかと思うんですけど、そちらではどうやって映像制作者というかフィルムメーカーになったのかとかね、どういう課題をこう自分で勉強してやってきたのかって話を聞いてますんで、ぜひね、皆さんの将来もそうですし、今やってる方もなんかこうインスパイアされるんじゃないかなと思うので、ぜひ見てみてください。それでは見ていきましょう。Okay. Hey, so thanks for being here. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Hey,
Thanks
to
for
meet you.
having us.
Yeah. So, Gaku and me met maybe 2 years ago, something, right? Yeah. So, today's I want to interview to you guys. But before dive into the interview questions, please introduce yourself, you guys, to the who doesn't know about you. Is that all right to you?
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
I'm Til. I'm a cinematographer from Melbourne, Australia. Specialize in sort of more documentary style work. And yeah, this is Gaku. I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Gaku. I'm a freelance cinematographer based in Fukuoka. I mostly work in documentary category right now, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So Gaku is living in the Japan and based in Fukuoka, and also Til is living in the Australia, right? Okay.
Correct.
So I'm curious about the story behind your relationship, because Gaku is living in Japan, and then there is a distance to the Australia. So how do you guys meet, and then what brought you guys meet each other? Could you tell these kind of like story behind your relationship?
Yeah. Well, Gaku came out for like a working holiday visa to Australia, and I was living in Melbourne at the time, and we both sort of, I guess this was pre freelance filmmaking and all that sort of thing. But yeah, we met through soccer, which is a bit of a random sort of meeting, but yeah, we sort of just both clicked about this drive to make beautiful images and to create beautiful stories. And I don't know, I feel like the scene in Melbourne is very like narrative heavy, and a lot of music videos and stuff going on, so it's always hard to find sort of people that do what you want to do. And we weren't very good filmmakers at all at the time.
Yeah.
I remember we both like had agreed we were going to do this trip to New Zealand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was where we made our first little film. And I remember I was shooting on a A7R, and Gaku had a GH5, and we didn't even know what a frame rate was or whatever.
Really? So you at the time, you guys are doing like a filmmaker stuff, right? Or like a learning time, or about the filmmaking?
Yeah, well, I just started university, so I just had started film school. And I think, Gaku, you were just teaching yourself, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I returned to Japan due to COVID, and I went to Oita to work with someone who runs YouTube as a business, and he used to work at the television company, and he knew the basic camera knowledge and equipment, how to use it, equipment. Yeah, and I learned how to do that from him. I think it's 1 year. Yeah.
So you guys met in the Australia and then go to the short film in the New Zealand. And then what brought you guys doing? Let's make the short film because do you have any dream or like any goal to create each other at the time, or like just trying something new, or like what kind of things did you think at the time?
Yeah, well, we were like pretty we'd been watching like big adventure photographers, cinematographers like Chris Burkard, Renan Ozturk, those sort of guys, and we were just like, when we got to New Zealand, we were both just like, wow,
yeah.
So yeah, this was like 6 years ago now.
No, I think 4 years ago. Or 5.
Oh wow, okay, well yeah.
So just before COVID, so 2019 or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was just that like stoke of getting out and showing how beautiful the place is. And I think at that time, like we didn't have that much knowledge about sort of story and how to implement that into making images, tell so much more. But yeah, I think that was definitely the trip that we both, we just traveled in a van together, and like, we both were like, all right, if we can put up with each other, in a van for 3 weeks, then let's try and make something pretty special.
Yeah, I remember we didn't even have ND filters. We just wanted to make something beautiful, and like we were on the same page.
That's so nice. And then how to learn the filmmaking stuff, because at this time maybe you guys are like trying new things in terms of the like shooting film or storytelling. But Til, did you go to the film school? And Gaku, I heard you are like learn the filmmaking stuff by yourself. Is it right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like, sorry, you go.
Sorry, you go ahead. Yeah.
I was just gonna say like both different methods, but I think it kind of works because Gaku's got a lot of skills that maybe I don't have, and my sort of skills maybe fill in some stuff that Gaku's still learning or getting better at. So I think like when we come together, it's a really good combination, and that works out really well, which is it's quite nice.
So when you guys are doing like filmmaking in the middle of the shooting, what the like a role of you guys? Like you guys are maybe also the director and the cinematographer, right? So
yes,
which part is like
I think it depends on the project. Like when we filmed in Japan, maybe I'm gonna do I did something communication with subject, and then Til focused on shooting and like making a like how to say framing something like that.
I suppose like usually like we both sort of have a vision of the direction as well, so we both sort of plan out the story, and then shooting, it sort of works. Like I know a lot of DPs don't like shooting with other people. They feel like it's a threat, or it's but I think it's such a collaborative thing, and I think there'll be so many times that Gaku will be like to me, oh no, let's not do that, and I'll be like, okay, like I trust you, I trust your judgment. And it's great that we can both shoot, because there'll be times when we'll need an A and B cam, or there'll be an action happening and we'll need to cover it with the drone because we won't have time to do it again. So I think it's much better to be collaborative rather than just sort of shut it out and make it a selfish sort of one person process. So I think that's what's good about us. We sort of don't really have an ego as well. We both just have a passion for filmmaking, so we use that to our advantage, I guess.
That sounds fantastic. So, you guys are starting the like new team or company. Team is the correct word?
Yeah,
For Glimmer Films.
yeah. At the moment, yeah, we are just a team, but I don't know in the future. Maybe, yeah, we're gonna make a company, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
can I share the screen on this? So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, this one, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. This, like, is it taken by you guys or?
Yeah.
Like,
It is
oh, really?
in Mongolia.
Mongolia. Yeah. I want to ask something about your like work in the is that-
Maybe I think in the work.
This work. Yeah. So I saw I did heard about like this Kentaro's like some details of this
Mhm.
work. So can you introduce this work or like maybe this shot in the Japan, I guess. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Gaku, you go.
So,
Yeah, well, Kentaro was a really sort of random project that came together very quickly, but basically you can read there. It's sort of it follows this young boy who his parents, grew up around Tokyo, and after the earthquake, they moved to this small village called Kawakami, where they raised him amongst the mountains, and yeah, it's sort of like it's a film that touches on some bigger sort of issues about the population decline and stuff like that, but it's just a really nice relaxing, like it's got very like childlike sort of qualities to it, and it was so much fun to shoot as well. And yeah, we just found out as well, can we tell?
Is it telling the story about him like past, or like it's related to the earthquake on the 2011 or?
No, it's more just the upbringing. So how he's raised, because basically in the village, like he's the only child. So yeah, it's this sort of burst of hope, I guess.
Yeah. This introduction is like attached to the many Japanese people, because we are like as a Japanese people, we feel these social issue. But subconsciously we understand that, but in the reality we didn't know the reality. So yeah, the story seems like interesting. Yeah. But the cinematography is also so quite nice. So, but maybe you guys are trying to capture the image on the like a documentary like way, because so maybe it's a little hard to bring your bigger stuff like lighting or other equipment to this village. So how to capture this image, because this still looks like the well lighting or well planning still by my eye, but how to approach this each of scenes.
This one. Well, we can talk about this one if you want, in the top left.
This one, yeah.
So yeah, Gaku, you want to talk about Gaku was walking around with a
Oh really?
At first, we were trying to like be friends with Kentaro, and then when I first met him, like he didn't wanna be on the camera, like in front.
Oh really?
Yeah, he hated, and like, he just said no, something. So we decided to be friends with him first, like kicking the ball and
build a friendship.
playing the board game. But we just had 5 days to film.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough time. And we had to go to the other place.
Yeah.
And so like for this one we had I think an F-22. That was all we carried with us. So I think it was just about like using, natural light and what we had. So like these top two, we basically had turned all the house lights off so we could get that sort of blue that you see coming through the window. And then we just had an F-22 which we had like a softbox on and we're just sort of maneuvering it around. That's why you can see that sort of bit of light on his face there.
So you put lighting on top of this floor ceiling or something?
Sort of just in front of his face there, sort of at a slight lower angle.
This one.
If you can sort of see on his forehead. But I think the lighting was quite challenging at times, especially because the village was so deep in the mountains that we only had about 6 hours of daylight a day, so it was sort of just working with what we had.
Wow. But this like location is stunning to this location, and also this location is so quite nice. So how about to shoot this parents or parents of the Kentaro, like these
Sorry,
two
the parents? Yeah. Okay, do you want to?
I'm gonna send the photo later. Behind the scenes.
Thanks. That was so helpful to explain.
Because even then, like the sun, we estimated we had about an hour and 20 before the sun went behind the mountain, and so it was sort of against the clock. But basically just sort of all we used here was just the sun, sort of as you can see, it's sort of cross lighting and getting that nice effect on Miho's hair, which is really cool. And it sort of just worked out for us as well.
Maybe based on my experience, it is so like hard to create a nice lighting simultaneously because it's a documentary shooting, so you have to capture the more natural their emotions at this time. So it is a little hard to like how to balance between the planned cinematography and then also the capture the natural storytelling, I guess. So how to balance this quality of this shooting?
Gaku?
Like telling more be the friend or more like a cross, like we are not like the outside people, like they can feel more like be inside. They are like I face this situation because when I go to the like a village or more like it, they are not have no experience to be shoot by others. They're like overwhelming. Like what is so
I think like what we found, like Gaku was sort of saying before, is just to approach it with a personal sort of manner. Like we just played soccer with Kentaro, we played board games, we built that relationship, and you don't want to go and get all the gear out on the first scene and make a big you've just got to ease into it and get people feeling really comfortable and not push when you So I think that's what we've learned anyway, and like we had that in Mongolia as well, where at times if a subject didn't want to be filmed, you've just got to slowly work your way up to get to that point where they're happy to be filmed, because it's hard. Like you don't want to pressure somebody into doing something they don't want to do, but if it's an important part of the story as well, and I guess you've just got to encourage them to feel comfortable. And then once they're comfortable and maybe you have a bit more time, then you can start to focus on things like, okay, how do we want to light this, and is it possible to get a second camera angle here, or are they, and another thing as well is perhaps shooting on longer focal lengths, you can put the camera further back and still punch in and get those emotions, so they don't feel like there's a camera straight in their face. I think we've both found that pretty helpful.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then I heard about this, like you something like won the prize or be nominated in the famous film festival. This word? No, it is like a
Gaku.
Yeah, I think
particular news for you guys right now.
This morning we got a big news from Banff.
Okay. But yeah,
Banff Mountain Film.
Is that all right to talk about this thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's the biggest outdoor film festival in the world, and we are very excited to announce that. Yeah. That's it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's exciting. It's we won't be able to go, but it's just cool to have your film shown somewhere. So
okay, yeah. That's quite so nice. And then also you guys are creating, you mentioned that the Mongolia show film, so I wanna ask something about this.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that this one? And
this one.
Yeah. I didn't never heard about this that and that. Yes, dude. Yeah. What is? And then why did you guys know these issues of this environment? Did you
I remember we saw an article sort of last year. I remember sending it to Gaku, and Gaku was just like, yes, this is a big issue and could be a really interesting film. And we were just surprised that no one had done anything on it, really. But I think back then when we first saw it, it seemed really unreachable to go and shoot. But yeah, we were over there in, what was it, Gaku? July?
I think June, middle of June.
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be like a 30-minute film.
Really?
But yeah, that was such an amazing experience, and yeah, you can see some of the stills here, but I think it'll be quite a little bit of a different style from Kentaro, but I think definitely such a beautiful place to photograph, and everything was just amazing.
Yeah, it looks so amazing. And then I realized that there's no urban building or houses or
nothing.
These building in this still. So how was your experience of the shooting while shooting? Because maybe there's no house, or you guys are always standing in the field mostly. Maybe it seems quite hard to be here. So how to manage the shooting?
I think one of the hardest thing is translation.
Yeah.
We don't speak in Mongolia, so before shooting, we found out two high school students from international school who speaks English and Mongolia, and then they are just 16 years old and very cheeky.
Really?
And then they listen to what we say, and sometimes
wow,
really hard, but we manage it.
Wow. So,
But we also
Did you-
slept in
sorry.
a tent,
Please,
right?
10.
Yeah, we did.
And yeah, slept in tent.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was hard, very hard.
Yes. Wow.
And we both had agreed that it was going to be we'd do whatever it takes to get the footage and stuff. But I think by the end of it, we were pretty worn out.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we stayed for 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And we shot on a Canon C500 and a red Komodo, and we had a Mavic Cine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we tested a whole bunch of lenses as well. Sorry, I'm getting onto the more technical stuff, but I just think it's important to talk about the lens choice as well. Like we actually had a set of Leica primes, and we had some picto zooms as well. But and then we just rented an L series stills lens, and we just realized that we wouldn't be able to do this without autofocus, and we just needed a zoom that was reliable. And so I think as much as we would have loved to shoot it on primes or get more adventurous with cine zooms, it just wasn't an option. And I think in the end that was a really good decision as well, to sort of keep it relatively simple and not overcomplicate things.
Yeah. Wow, that's quite unique experience, because I heard you were like behind these scenes. It's quite hard before you go to this Mongolian, and then afterwards you find a translator. He's 6 years old, and then you guys are slept in the tent. The whole things are like quite. It's about it's so like kind of feel the passion for this project.
Yeah.
I think sorry, you go.
Sorry. And I asked something about this film. It's in the middle of the post production, so we cannot see this film right now. But do you have any plan to like publish like outside, or submit like the film festival, or what do you wanna do for this film?
Yeah, I think our planning is returning back to Mongolia this winter. Maybe it's gonna be for 1 or 2 weeks, and then shoot there, and then we gonna edit next year. And
Okay. So you will go to Mongolia again in the winter season?
in this winter.
Oh yeah, that short film is about the winter. So you guys have to go to there and then capture something.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna go in December, I think. And then it should be finished by sort of February, I think. That's sort of what we've got at the moment.
Wow.
But sorry, you go.
Oh, we're gonna submit it to the film festival again. Around the world.
Wow. Nice. Okay, so I want to change a little bit the topic about you guys' story, because you guys are like creating this study.